you dumb or misinformed? As for some backstory to this, I verified this level called Reminder, made by a woman named Starry. I was verifying it because I was bored and I wanted to get it on the custom demon list they have in that server. I told her about a bug that was in the level at 92%. She refused to fix it, even after I told her exactly where it was and the obstacles surrounding it. She also said that if it can be avoided, it isn't a bug, which I still think is a fucking brain-dead take. After a day passed, I was completely ready to just drop the argument. Now with that being said, what do you think she did? She began starting the argument up again. Got me to the point where I just started using ad hominem. She'd been using it the whole time, and she still hadn't gotten any of my points, so I went a little fucking dumb. I called her a lot of shit that I, to be frank, shouldn't have. That's besides the point. I didn't like her level, and she kept insulting me because of it. She also kept calling the verification videos, specifically the intro, slander, which I'll get into more later. That brings us to today, where the mod, Remixy Boy, steps in. Oh, this was gonna be it. That this shit could finally, I know we could all just be fucking quiet, but no. I got singled out nearly immediately for exaggerating her position, which I assume he mistook for me restarting the argument, something that she's done at least 5 times over at this point. I don't know if it's sexism or if the guy just didn't know, but I got pissed. From what I can remember, I shut up for a while along with Story and everybody else that was talking at the time. Then Remixy Boy came back and said the level wouldn't be placed on the list. And the reasoning was slander. Again! Which pissed me off again, because my verification isn't illegitimate, fucking slander. There's not even slander in the video. Like, sure, I insulted her in the description, that was childish of me, but there's a difference between insulting someone and slandering them. Long story short, I told the moderator to do something that I regret saying, and I don't really know much of the following story, if there even is any. I assume there is, but I won't get into that now. To explain why what I said isn't slander, let's look at the definition. Slander, verb. To make false and damaging statements about someone or something. Nothing I said was objectively false. To prove this, let's look at the video's intro itself. I said it was the worst level I've ever verified. If you have a brain, you will realize this is an opinion. Unless you are a complete dumbass, you will realize that an opinion cannot be objectively true or false when talking about a geometry dash level that nobody else has ever played to the extent that I have. If I'm not allowed to say what I think about the level without it getting flagged, that defines itself as censorship. The second and third text segments aren't able to be defined as slander because they are facts. Starry did say that it isn't a bug if you can avoid it. I don't think I'm wrong in thinking that's a childish approach to when someone tells you there's a bug in your level. This is where I assume a lot of the commotion comes from, and I find it extremely funny that it's this one in particular, because I used her own logic loophole from the first half to prove it was dumb, and then some people attacked me for it. I love hypocrisy. The second part is what the moderator highlighted as an issue for the slander part. I don't know if he meant the petty part or the this route is harder part, but let's talk about both. Skipping the blue orb double click at 3% is considerably harder than hitting the both of them. The timing you have to hit on the yellow orb is completely negated by the double blue orb in most cases, leaving it as a fast click section. I don't know if you've watched my other videos, but fast clicking is easy as shit to me, especially when you have some diabolical as yellow orb timing opposing it. And as for calling myself petty, why would that be a problem? I am actively insulting myself with that statement, nobody else. If that's really the reason it was rejected, I feel like that's a you problem. The insult in the description was typed there because I thought that if she wasn't going to make her levels bug-free, she shouldn't be making levels to begin with. I don't think that's a very offensive standpoint. Plus, who's going to want to play a level with bugs in it, especially that late in the level? It seems like a bad move on Story's part. And yes, I do acknowledge I did the wrong thing at a few points, and I do apologize for those instances. But the insane thing is that even though I misstepped in some places, I still completed the hike. In short, Story, I take back the mean things I said, like the insults, but every point I have made still stands. I haven't seen you take a good stance while arguing in over a year at this point. As for Remixy, I'm sorry I said that shit to you, but I still don't see how you could have sided with her at all. You don't even have to like me, hate me for all I care. Just don't let your opinion of me filter the actual information you have at hand when discussing this with other people. Okay, that's the video. Goodbye.